Ooh, all right. We've got a really fun stream today. A little bit new setup here. Working on some of the statics over on the stream to take this to YouTube. We do have a new teleprompter that I'm looking at, so I can read chat as I'm looking at the camera. I don't know how this looks. Feels kind of weird, to be honest with you, because I'm just looking at text right now. But I get used to it. And yeah, should be fun. Been working on a lot of CSS on the front end and adding like chat overlay. So no matter what I'm doing over here, if I'm just kind of popping around or pulling up terminal, it just kind of shows all of chat all at the same time. How's it going, Goat? Julian. So good. So good to see you guys. And if we like pull up this, if you have like text on the overlay, it does obscure it a bit. I guess you could kind of still make it out, but that's just when there's text on the right side, which shouldn't happen a whole lot. Maybe playing games or something, but I don't really stream games that much. I'm just not very good at games, and there's just not a lot of entertainment value there. Unless it's making me suffer at some point. Yeah, the capture card broke again. Everything is still problematic. I probably will switch that back to a Magewell. The Elgato capture card has not treated me all that well. I'll get it going. It's just there. Stop breaking stuff. Never. I will always break things. That's how we learn. When you stop breaking things, how do you fix things? You gotta break it and then fix it. That's my life right there, man. Come on. That's like asking water not to be wet. that's just how it goes. Oh man, I just thought the first thing over here is I have all these really cool Nord backgrounds, and honestly I would prefer to put these on Windows and kind of pimp out Windows, because I really like these Nord themes. I need to probably upload these to a GitHub project. Let's do that real fast, and then maybe pull those into our Windows instance too. As far as Windows goes, there's all the Copilot shenanigans. Most of that is really kind of dicey because it's still the beta stages. I don't know. I might take a look at that. Have you ever heard of a Storm OS? Nah, not really. But I'm the guy who makes it. It's Arch-based. A lot of the Arch-based distros coming off of there, I have a hard time getting into just because they're just not very good. I'd rather just use Arch. And a lot of times when I'm doing it, this is pretty much my setup. I'm a big DWM guy and minimal. And Arch-based distributions, typically what they love to do is install just a ton of crap from the AUR. Drives me absolutely bonkers. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. So I don't like that aspect of Arch-based distros. So that's why I don't really mess around too much with Arch-based distros. Hey, Chris, I bought an Asus TUF 7900 XT. Nice, man. I wish I had that card. I use it on streams, but my Brave freezes sometimes if I have hardware acceleration on. And I have the setting off, it works fine. Do you know what it could be? No. I do not. I mean, obviously, leave hardware acceleration off if you can. Otherwise, try a different browser. I mean, I just suggested Thorium, Maharaja. So you could try that out as well. Arch install script is so easy. I like vanilla now. Best way to get it. Yeah, that's my thing. I like vanilla. I like really basic packages. To really have a good experience on Linux, I feel like you have to install just the base, because otherwise it starts feeling like Windows to me. So a lot of times I'm kind of getting away from mainstream distros just because, yeah, that's it. Titus and Linux. Give me DWM and that's all I need. You're not wrong. It's like it's like a decompression from Windows. So to jump on Linux and then just install every package, to me is like blasphemy, heresy. You should be burned at the stake for doing that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not I get offered, I get told, let's just say, about a gajillion different Linux distros every day, and a lot of them I look at, and if it's just, hey, look at my Arch-based distro with my package selection on it, I'm kind of out. I just don't care. It's not appealing to me unless there's like something special that nobody else does, or from a system standpoint they did something different. But that's why I always like distribution doesn't matter, or there's really not that many distros in Linux. Most of them is just a slightly tweaked package selection. So don't get too caught up with the new shiny thing in Linux. I think if you're really into that kind of thing, just stay on Windows. You know, that's where most of those people are. If you're distro hopping between all these like arch derivatives, I'm kind of like, ugh, you're just gonna end up hating yourself. Yeah, good to see you, Phantom Pain. Glad you were able to catch the stream. We're trying to figure out what we're gonna do here. First things first, let's go ahead and grab all these Nord backgrounds, because I constantly am like missing these Nord backgrounds when I'm on Linux. So I think I might just do that. Let's change this. Let's see here. Let's go pictures, I think it is. Do we have backgrounds? Yeah, this is where all the backgrounds are. Let's do a new get repo, gh repo create Nord backgrounds public. All right, grab that, and then let's just copy background star to Nord. Oh, we didn't clone it. Repo clone Nord background. All right, now with that cloned, we'll wait, could not resolve repository with name Nord. Did I fat fingered it? There we go. Now let's just copy background star into Nord backgrounds. Nord background. Let's do a commit here, and Nord, let's just say initial commit. We'll throw all these pictures up on GitHub. I wonder if GitHub does have like space record. You know, have you guys ever seen like GitHub kick out and just be like, hey, you're using too much space? I swear I've uploaded gigs upon gigs of stuff to GitHub now, and as long as it's a public repo, it never really argues with me. It just says, sure, I'll take all these photos. I kind of wonder. Yeah, I still need to learn BSD. Although I think like what was it? Netflix used BSD for a little bit. I think they've since moved. No, I think Netflix still uses the BSD stack because it's more performant in the internet space. If I ever get to chat with Primogen, that's the first thing I'm going to ask him. I'm like, hey, do you guys use BSD? And if you use BSD, what exactly are you doing with it? I'm kind of curious. Just my thoughts. This teleprompter is so weird. Yeah, I don't think it can handle the chat messages. It keeps blipping in and out on me. It's like, I'm trying a whole bunch of new CSS stuff. That's why I started a little late. I was messing around with like this new chat up here, because I was like, man, I want chat to look cooler and I want it more uniform. So when I'm recording this for YouTube, it'll just be awesome for the playback. So that's kind of why this up here is how it is. It's a lot of custom coding and kind of massaging by me. Looks like trash. Thanks, Jalopy. So it's actually pretty good is what you're saying. I appreciate you, man. All right. Let's see. Let's clone repo. And we'll just grab that Nord theme, Nord background. Yeah, there it is. Let's clone it. Yeah, trying to read it and catch up with. Well, the old chat we were using that was an overlay wasn't great. I still like Chatterino a whole bunch, but I only like Chatterino as full screen, and it kind of sucks up too much real estate. So that's why I kind of switched off of that. How can I install Windows Defender out of the Microsoft Store? Well, I would probably just do a DISM reinstall Newton. Actually, if you launch my utility, we should have that. So what you could do is just launch terminal with admin like this, do an IRM. I don't think You could just do christitus.com/win. This is just connecting right into the repo. But go into config, and then system corruption scan down here. This will run check disk for you, but it'll also do a DISM online repair. So if your Defender's broken, you're going to see a lot of errors, specifically in stage 2 and 3 of this. And then stage 4 should come back pretty clean with probably a couple restores as well. This runs check disk, DISM, SFC, which is system file checker, and system file checker is the first time around, DISM's the third time around, and then it runs SFC for a third time and gets it. Now, I did other stuff to my system. I don't want it to restore my stuff, so we're not gonna do that. But if you're not having Defender, remember it's part of the system, so you just got to repair your system. Not a big deal there. Ooh, that's a pretty picture. I like the little castle. Wonder where that is. All right, let's go display settings, or maybe just personalize. Background, we're gonna go slideshow. Let's go picture. Oh, I wonder, can we choose a folder? I want to say we could, right? Chat was better before. Yeah. Well, were you talking about Chat Arena, or are you talking about the other chat? I can fix it. Oh, slideshow. I gotcha. Let's go documents, GitHub, Nord background, and let's go once a day. Shuffle picture order, like that. Get our Nord background going. Do we still have, like, I think that dynamic theme? Let's uninstall that. I don't want it fighting over things. Yeah. Chatterino's still great for the streams, 100%. I like the overlay here just for that. So when I'm doing like coding and such like this, it'll be really easy to kind of follow along. There'll still be a couple things on the left side, but you should be able to see chat fairly simple, giving me more real estate. So that's kind of why I modified chat a little bit here, guys, just so when I get into the coding aspect, we don't run into too many issues. Why don't you install the Nordic thing? Did I not? Let's see. Is there Nordic? Oh, it's browse themes. Has anybody ever browsed the Microsoft Store for a theme? I don't think I actually have. How do themes work on Windows? It's been so long since I themed. Like, is there a Nord theme for Windows? Let's just Google it. Oh, here we go. Steven sent something. I got you. 1 second, Steven. Let's go Chatterino here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Nord Windows 10 theme. Secure UX theme might be a little problematic. We'll see. All right, what do we got? Stardock. Oh, I don't like Stardock. Can we do like a partial theme? Maybe. Let's open this theme file. Oh, Lord, it's bright. Yeah, it's probably using... Yeah, that's kind of blinding. Okay. What about dark mode theme? Okay, let's go dark mode a little bit. What else we got here? I think we could probably got to do the UX ones. Oh, get the Windows 11 version. Well, that might work. All right, let's do that. Yeah. Stardock. I'm not a big Stardock fan. I'm really not. All right, let's try the Windows 11 version of Nord. A lot of views on this one. We'll open this guy up. I think we're using NanaZip. Yeah, let's try NanaZip this time around. It's like a very... Can we theme out NanaZip? Yeah, maybe. Let's extract this. Kind of like it. That's neat. All right. Now we got 22H2. Let's go here. Polar Dark, Nordic, Ice Cap. Let's go Polar Dark theme. All right, Polar Dark. That's good. So then, does that change anything? Not really. A little bit on the theming, I guess. Better aesthetic, I guess. Let's see, is there anything else? I guess let's look at the README. Copy all files, the resource file. Okay. Sometimes it does, but yeah, we can do that. Let's go readme. Depending on DPI settings will vary, blah, blah, blah. Buy me a coffee, credits. Start all back recommended. Okay. Start all back's not the worst. Nordtheme.com for the palette, color palette. Yeah, I know. See let's look at the themes real fast. We can take a peek at the themes. Let's just go. How many people actually theme out windows? So is that really? I don't even know what people do these days. Let's grab the themes, I guess, over here. We can copy them. Where are you? Themes. Here we go. Nord MS files. Okay. We'll just go grab all this. Paste. All right. There's those themes. It might not copy if you do it through the downloads folder like I was. I could see that being problematic. What's the extras have? 7 TSP for control panel and WinVer. Oh, it pimps out WinVer. What are the tools? Remove address bar exe. Ah, no, we're not gonna do that. Settings. Let's just start all back and some icons. What's the icon theme? And why is it set like that? Yeah, I don't like modifying with the secure UX theme. I've done it in the past. Just not my jam, man. I'm not gonna patch it that way. I don't like patching system files with custom executables. Same like a Stardock and things of that nature. Yeah, it can look cool, but it just doesn't really. The tool doesn't? Oh, all right, we can try it. We can try it, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, jeez. Oh, why does this pop up? All right. I guess we could break it anyways. Let's see what we get. Theme tool. It's kind of weird why we got 5 different files. We got a library, a PDP, a dynamic link library, and then an executable. Huh. Odd. Let's see what they say. Windows 11, latest released. Could just do Scoop for the install. I kind of like using Scoop if possible. How many people use Scoop in chat? Oh, theme tool is all I need. Kind of like the idea of Scoop, just so it just auto updates. Download themetool.exe. Trust me, bro, it's okay. I've actually used this before, and it has a ton of stars, I bet you. What are the stars here? Yeah, over 2K stars. It's a pretty public repo. This program is distributed in the hope it would be useful without warranty. Blah, blah, blah. Yep, it's going to blow up my system. Let's do it. Now we have our themes here. Let's ignore the background. And we'll install Nord Polar Night. Patch and apply. Okay. It has been applied. But has it been patched? Oh, it's not running as admin. I was about to say, that looks terrible. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Let's ignore background. We'll try this one more time. Nord, Polar Night, patch and apply. Yes. Alright. It still didn't show that the patcher's installed, loaded, or anything. Probably need a reboot, or maybe do install. Yes. Try it out. Hey, how's it going, Mansoor? What are we doing today? Apparently, we're theming out Windows 11. I was like, maybe we need to make Windows 11 look better and feel better. I need to change my timeout tool here. 5 seconds. I'm gonna miss that more often than not. Yeah. It's always a hot mess. I'm always kind of like, well, I kind of have this plan for today's stream, but yeah, no. All right, now Windows 11 restart. Oh, all right. It looks better, I think. Let's run this as admin. Yeah. All right, we're patched, we're installed, loaded. Explorer hooked is not done. Do we want to hook Explorer? System settings, login hook. I kind of don't want to mess with that stuff, though. I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and do another install of that theme, though. We'll apply the Nord Polar Night. Patch and apply. Oh, no, I did the background. All right, let's personalize. Slideshow, browse. Oh, that looks cool. Yeah, that's neat. All right, we're good. We got a bot in chat. Oh, they want to offer me a promotion, guys. Really? Where is that at? Oh, I can't. I guess I gotta load my. Am I logged in under Twitch? Let's see. We'll get the bot. We'll track that bad boy down. Ah, here we go. Ah, where's the ban at? Block? Nope. There's a ban on here somewhere. And 1 second, I'm almost there. Banned. I found the button. Goodbye. Elite Twitch streamer here. I should have probably just opened up Chat Arena and done /ban. I kind of like the idea of doing some of chat through terminal though as well. I use Start 11 better than Start Menu in my opinion. I don't mind Windows 11 menu. A lot of it has actually gotten better, and I kind of like it nice and clean. I've been testing out my Windows One Shot that clears out all the pins, so that's why that is. Lab, you're not all the way wrong with that. I know how Twitch works, though. I know what this means. Kappa and lol. Are you mining Bitcoin? What do you have Bitcoin pinned on your desktop? I don't have Bitcoin on my... That's Cardano, man. Come on, learn your crypto. Why do I have Cardano on the taskbar? Cardano, holy crap. Bitcoin and Cardano are going crazy. Booming. Well, for those cryptos lovers out there, you're in good shape. It's the widgets. It's the widgets on old Windows. You gotta love those stuff. But you don't. No, I'm not mining Bitcoin. Do you still recommend Bitwarden? I don't use Bitwarden, but I do recommend it. I'm actually still using RoboForm. I've used RoboForm like way back since then, but the reason why I don't recommend RoboForm over like Bitwarden has FIDO keys that you can associate with it, and you can run a local instance where RoboForm is cloud only. So that's why I recommend Bitwarden over what I use, because I know I need to switch. I just haven't yet. I will though, eventually. Isn't KeyPass XC better? KeyPass XC is not bad. KeyPass can be self-hosted as well. Lab, thanks for the Prime. I forgot I added that. Whoa. Whew. Too long, didn't read. Titus too lazy to move all of them. Yeah. I am. One of these days. Are you chatting up, working on Zero Linux, adding swappiness and add option to enable DRM flags so users can use Wayland? Yeah, we'll see. I'm kind of done with a lot of that. Oh, geez, seems very loud to me. That's got to be loud for you guys too. I am sorry. I got to change that. Where is that? Dev Panda, thanks for the tier 1, man. Whoa, what did I do? Is that? That's there, I think. Let's turn that down a hair. All right, there we go. Wasn't any louder than you. Okay. Okay, so that's okay for you guys. All right. Well, if it's okay with you, I'm good. Okay, come on, that's got to be loud. That is ridiculously loud. That scared the hell out of me. I got my music turned way down. Alexis, thanks for the tier 1. Man. All right. I'm gonna turn that down just a hair. That's too much. That's too much. Will you install LFS? Absolutely. It's not bad. It's not that bad. All right. Okay, well. If it's not bad for you guys, I don't care. If you want to jump scare me, you can. I need to get one of those lights. I saw something the other day where, you know, there's a whole bunch of flashing lights, like a strobe light goes off or something. That'd be cool. One of these days. Nice. Okay, nice. That was my main worry. All right, guys. Well, that's great. Let's move on to the next thing. Oh, what do we want to do? What do we want to do today? Wolf, thank you for 2 months. All right, man. Thanks for the prime. We got a couple different things. Holy crap. Cool. I've been meaning to do that. I was like, man, I changed up all my alerts this stream, so I'm still working on balancing all that out. I'm gonna take that down just a couple notches. All right, there. I think we're good. We're good. Compile mainline. What is LFS? Let's look at LFS because it's been a little bit. Well, Linux from scratch. It's linuxfromscratch.org. LFS. And you're basically compiling everything from the mainline. And I don't think you have any kind of package installer either. Have you considered streaming on Linux? Some. I've done it. I did it for a year or two. What ends up happening is I don't like some of my hardware is not compatible. Like the Elgato. Here, I'll show you what I got. Elgato HD60 capture card. Let's see. Was it? Maybe it's the Game Capture Pro. Yeah. This is what I... No, that's not what I have, actually. Where are you? Capture. Nope, that's not it. Camlink Pro. Yeah. This is what I have right here. And I just can't what's the situation on this? It's been a long time since I messed with a lot of that. Don't do LFS. Watching someone read a book isn't a great Twitch experience. Yeah, we'd have to front load that with a bunch of knowledge. Dev Panda for sure. Yeah, the Camlink Pro. This is what I've been using. I probably would switch back to the Magewell for that stream, to be honest with you. This hasn't treated me all that well. It was still a great value for it being $250. My 2 HDMI input Magewell is about just as good, to be honest with you. I don't mind it. Yeah, I'd be building the kernel and then installing Nix Package Manager, probably what it sounds like me. Thoughts on Odyssey library seems to be shutting down. Yeah, I kind of saw that coming a mile away. I was actually one of the very first adopters of Odyssey. What was it? Odyssey? It was actually LBRY back then. Odyssey is still open. I think they switched the company name and moved some of it because they got caught by the SEC selling securities to Bittrex. Which Bittrex, if you're unfamiliar, which they are guilty of this, and I think I'm still on here. So this is still, yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, so let's see. Well, let's see. Here I am. Yeah, so I still am on Odyssey. I just haven't, I think I desynced a couple years back just because I got kind of mad at them. They were supposed to give me a bunch of tokens, LBC tokens, and then they didn't, and it was almost impossible to claim them. And then there was problems with the claiming because I was one of the very first creators on this platform. And then there's some other weird shenanigans going on the back end, and I noticed that the entire chain itself was private. So it's pretty much all privately owned. It's called blockchain, but it's not really a true public blockchain. It's still all owned and operated by one entity. And that entity did do some shady stuff with the printing and how they managed LBC tokens, which are securities and SECI. So I kind of looked at the writing on the wall. I was like, this is about to just flame out bad. And I ended up getting off that. I kept getting like a lot of weird comments, and it just, It just wasn't good. I mean, I still love the idea of a YouTube alternative, though. So I never really talk smack about Odyssey just because I still want them to succeed. I would love for all this to be wrong and them to come out ahead of this. I just don't see that happening. Yeah, that's the big thing. And that's kind of why I would say if you're going to do anything, it probably wouldn't be Odyssey. I like Rumble. Rumble's okay. It's a little too conservative, too left leaning, or not left leaning, right leaning, which is kind of problematic, but also kind of makes sense too, because your more risque creators are deplatformed from YouTube. And I think the right side probably more than the left, but it just depends on the content. So a lot of more public political stuff gets pushed over to here. There's locals as well, which I've looked at. The main issue I have with all these things, like no matter what we're talking about, when it comes to platforms, I always look at what's the best for the user, the end user here. For live streaming, it's Twitch. It just is. It's a better experience. Chat's a lot better. Everything's a lot better. When it comes to watching videos back, it's YouTube. It's better. Like when you look at YouTube, the scrubbing, all the transcoding, everything is so good on YouTube. So when you're watching VODs, it's best to watch them on YouTube. That's why I said, hey, if you ever miss one of my streams, just go over to Titus Tech Talk on YouTube and you can watch the stream. I timestamp it. I cut out all this weird, awkward silence, and you can just easily watch that VOD, even though it's not live, because YouTube does video really well. But trying to jump on a platform as it's rising up and saying, hey, I'm going to be the first one, I don't think that's a thing anymore. I think we're past that in 2020 plus. I think we're to a point where there's not going to be another YouTube. There's not going to be another Twitch. I feel like people are getting tired of that. And at the very least, if I was going to do something, it would have to be pretty big, not just like some start from your garage startup. Because if we're going to go that route, I'd much rather just take that responsibility on myself, self-host, and just deliver it directly to you on like christitus.com or cttstore.com, something I 100% control, and then I'm not having to worry about something happening to them. So like with the case of like Rumble, I mentioned there's a lot of politics on there, and that scares the hell out of me because I know that's very easy. They could get targeted and taken down, and that's a problem. I think in Rumble's case, and same with Locals is actually a subsidiary of Rumble, and my main worry there is something happened to their data centers. And I think Rumble does host their own data centers, but in the case, I think happened with, was it Gab? I can't remember what it was. It was one of those political platforms. They were hosting through AWS and they just got removed. They were just, Amazon stepped in and said, yeah, you're just not going to do business with us anymore, and you got to rewrite all your stuff for a different platform. And it pretty much removed them from the world. It just pretty much deleted the whole platform. And that's my take on a lot of platforms. You just gotta, I don't know if I could ever move off of something that's not, has some type of traction. And if I was going to move people off of a big platform like Twitch or YouTube, it'd be for my own thing, something that I know 100% will be here in 20 years. So that's my take on it. How's the teleprompter? A little buggy. We got some flickering and other shady stuff. So a lot of times I'm still looking up here and going, we'll see. One of Taiwan's YouTubers decided to host PeerTube self-delivery from his house. Yeah, PeerTube's not a bad one. I think Luke Smith does PeerTube, and I think he's on there as well. Twitch life expectancy. I don't know. I really like their new CEO. And Twitch, as much as you got Kick and other things, Kick is like a ticking time bomb for a platform. Only a matter of time before something happens and law enforcement steps in there. That's just going to be bad. There's so much just really edgy content over there that Kick's gonna flame out ridiculous. Just mark my words on that one. Uh, so, you know, if I were on there, I would just be multi-streaming kind of thing. Yeah, and Kick's supposed to be a Twitch competitor, but really it's just the front for casino backend. That's all seed money. There's no actual business model for Kick to succeed. As much as I would love a 95-5 split, it's just not a thing. You mentioned that you will make a video about changing System D to OpenRC on Debian. Yeah. I think I actually need to do that. Any updates on Debian Titus? I don't think I've updated that in a bit now. I haven't really messed around with it. We can work on it. We could wipe out the main system, turn it into a Debian stream. We probably should save that for Thursday if we're going to go that route, though. Is there a recent update to gaming on Linux? Nah, not really. I'd say Linux is about the same. We switched to NVIDIA since open source NVIDIA drivers is getting released. Maybe. It depends on how good it is. It could... I kind of go back and forth on that. Yeah, NVIDIA actually had their whole licensed drivers... what was it? God, I think it was... a year or two ago, a hacker released pretty much all their closed source stuff to the public, and then they were like, "Hey, yeah, that happened. So I guess we're gonna open source stuff now." And I mean, it was obviously a little more nuanced than that, but that's the gist of what happened. Move to NVIDIA. It's got to be released. I looked at it, and the problem I have with a lot of the cards right now is the pricing. The big problem is pricing. That's what I see, at least. Yeah, and that's pretty much what NVIDIA did. They kind of used it to save face, but let's go NVIDIA drivers. Yeah, the 3050 I think was one of the worst cards ever released. Marginally above APUs, I want to say, which is kind of funny. I know Intel's one. Let's see, NVIDIA does now in stock have it? No. Probably Camel. What do you guys use for price history? I think Camel is the best, right? Let's go RTX 4070. What does that look like? Do we have a dark mode? Maybe not. Okay. Right now it's 600 for the 4070. 4070 is a pretty solid card. Probably what I'd go with. Maybe. I mean, the 7800X is actually pretty comparable, I want to say, and I was like, ooh. Oh my gosh. Tac 0. You need to stop that, man. All right. And price history here. Let's go all time. No, it hasn't really changed at all. It's pretty much always been around 600. Yeah, 4070 is kind of my thought process if you go with NVIDIA. But I want to say the 57, what was it? No, the 7800X. 7800X AMD. Let's see. That's kind of what I was looking at. Oh, Sarge, thanks for the prime. Yeah, 7800 XT. Yes, that's what you need to do. Yeah, this one, I want to say you get a little bit more memory, and it's a little faster, and it's $100 less. Am I missing something, chat? Because I want to say that's what my thought process was. Like a power color Hellhound would probably be at one of the top of my list. If I was going to go out and get a GPU today, that's kind of what my thought process would be. We could also look at... what do we use? Is it GPU or... what is it? GPU boss? I can't remember. Or CPU benchmark. Maybe GPU benchmark. Video card benchmarks, and let's go high mid-range. We're just gonna go 3D Mark. These don't look like residential cards. What is this old? This is super old. User benchmark, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, what the hell? Here we go. All right, let's do a comparison. So best user rated GPU, we'll probably do 7800 XT. Let's do that. Wait, that's old. Is that the... Have they not put the new one out? Oh, they just don't have a picture of it yet. All right. And we'll compare this to a 4070... What, Ti? Teleprompter's working good, wife. My wife's in chat. Hello. It's flickering a little bit, so I'll have to figure that out. Probably something I did. You're making a whole Intel system sounds really nice, to be honest. I'm looking at switching out a lot of my stuff to an Intel whenever I can. But right now I'm looking at it. The 14th gen Intels, other than the price, everything else was just the same as the 13th gen Intels. They just refreshed the 13th line, it looks like. The site hates AMD. So this was 4th ranked, drastically faster, but what's the non-TI? Do we have a non-TI on here? Let's try that. No, it looks like the 4070 is still outperforming the 7800 XT. And the price difference is not that much different. So there's a couple things where AMD does a little bit better on the calculation, but overall, the edge goes to NVIDIA here on the 4070, I would say. Value sentiment, almost everybody goes with NVIDIA. Not much has changed there. Nice to haves. That all goes to AMD, Parallax, and age, of course. This is 6 months old. This is only 1 month old. So, yeah, probably the 4070 is what most people go with. The non-reference cards on Amazon were about 600. And this one was just over the non-reference cards again, about 530. So it's about $70 more. Man, I swear it's like they talk to each other, though. The prices seem just so lockstep with each other. I'd love more competition to where we weren't just at their mercy, because it seems like that's the case. I understand, Polito. Twitch ads are the worst. I totally get it. You could try purple ad blocker too. Yeah. So yeah, that's an idea. I don't know why that got brought up. I guess we were talking about switching to switching over, but I don't know. Right now, AMD's just so much better on Linux. I'd have a hard time. Have a really hard time swapping over for sure. I think that's smart. Like I'd still go AMD. I agree with Bud here. If you're a really big Linux user, AMD is the way to go, because AMD it fixes a lot of stuff. It just works out of the box. It's just a lot better. It really is. How about Intel Arc? Get out. Just get out. Not only will you have problems in Linux, but you're going to have major problems in Windows. That's what Intel Arc is. But I like the fact they're actually trying. What do you think about Debian 13 testing as a daily? You know, Ricky, I always liked either going Debian SID or Debian stable. To me, testing feels weird because when it gets close to launch, testing gets locked. And it gets locked with bugs and all. So it stops being like a rolling. Testing is like a weird mix between stable and rolling. And when that feature lock hits before a big launch, sometimes there's little gotchas that get locked with it, and you're stuck like that for a month or two before it gets unlocked because Debian gets released. So if you're going Debian, go Debian stable, pick a release, or go Debian SID, which is unstable. In the testing branch, I mean, it says unstable, but it's really not. It's pretty darn stable. I would just go with that too. Slider, long time no see. And cool to see you're successful with YouTube. You rock, keep it up. Thanks, man. Well, I love doing it. I love doing it. I haven't made very many videos lately, mainly because I just like streaming on here and talking with everybody. And I've been working really hard on WinUtil. I still need to get back to it. I think the title... What was the title of the day's stream? Oh, it's WinUtil. We probably should work on WinUtil. That would be smart. What does our WinUtil even look like on here? Let's go down to WinUtil. Let's get off of... Let's go to the main branch fetch. And I think we are good. I don't think we saw any issues. I never did go back and make a new test branch. We need to do that. Ouch. I am so fired. Hopefully we don't have any pull requests. Oh, good. We don't. So we did the merge a couple days, 5 days ago. Oh my God. Fired. All right. Do I need to do something when I add RAM to my PC? Nope. It either recognizes or it doesn't. The only thing you could do different is maybe enable like XMP or a DOCP profile to overclock it or get the proper RAM speed, but almost all motherboards will either automatically have that enabled or it'll just automatically downclock it, but the new RAM should be recognized regardless. However, there are sometimes if you have a mix mash of RAM and one's a different timing than the other, you're going to run into problems. And if it might not even recognize one set of RAM. If that's the case, you need to make sure your RAM is matched up. And that is very aggravating when that happens. Hopefully that didn't happen to you. Yeah, changing the UI. We were looking at WinUI 3 for our C# project. But you got to remember, the utility itself builds everything in XAML. And I'm remaking the WinUtil in C#. Yeah, that's going to be Patreons only, but how I'm doing it, Pluto, is we're grabbing this. All the tweaks, everything that the WinUtil is going to do is going to be able to do it in PowerShell and C# at the same time. I don't want to gate anything behind a paywall. So the way to do it, you guys are going to love this. If you haven't seen this yet, go to config. All the settings for everything I do in WinUtil is in JSON files. And it's really, really cool. So like every tweak I do is in this JSON file. So when you launch WinUtil, it's reading this and running it. And whether I do it through C# and I'm doing it through a .NET library to apply these changes, or I'm doing it through a PowerShell script, it'll apply those changes. They both apply differently, but they do the same thing, which makes it awesome. Excuse me. And that's the cool thing. I want all the tweaks to be upfront and customizable by you. Whether you're using the C# program or you're using a PowerShell, I want everything to be out there and anybody can grab it and use it. So there's no, hey, why did it do this certain thing? Any kind of IT professional could grab either or and make use of it. And that's the beauty. The problem with most tweak tools, debloat scripts, all that stuff, is they just say, this is what I think's the best. And that's where everything's wrong, because whatever I think, sometimes I don't know how you use your computer, and you make tweaks different, you do things different, like playing Halo Infinite through the Microsoft Store or Forza, and there's weird bugs that I just never would discover, such as WinView 2 not being there and then an issue popping up over here. That's a problem. So that's my thoughts. And that's why I'm making kind of like two different versions. One's going to be a really clean version for the UI side of things. Everything's going to be kind of like offline almost, but it's still going to use that JSON. And then we'll have the open source tool that can just be piped into any shell. And this is obviously all right there, pulling directly from like this, pulling directly from GitHub. And I would love to clean this up and make it look better. But the problem is most people don't understand. This looks really weird now. Huh. I guess it's from the tool. Interesting. Okay. Regardless. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I was like, oh, this looks different. This looks really not great. I might have to fix this side of things. Anywho, this is the dark mode version of the toolbox. It auto reads it. I need to make a toggle for the light mode. I think we might do that right now because I don't like how the dark mode's rendering with the new Nord theme I have installed. It kind of takes away all my checkboxes. Makes it look kind of gross. Yeah. Can't you run PowerShell in C#? You can. You can. You can bury it in there. I don't want to just do a PowerShell wrapper, Julian, in C# because I think .NET would be more future-proof as well. So that's the great part. Check when util forks. What, did someone fork something? There's some things I have to change in there. Like a lot of forks develop and they do too many customizations. A lot of times I'm denying issues or denying pull requests because it's overly personalized to that person's wants. And it also causes more problems for other people. So I try to have a more general purpose. It's less about getting the absolute lowest processing count or the absolute less performance count. It's more about making everyone's Windows experience better and removing the stuff that I know won't mess with anybody. And that's kind of my mission statement for this tool is, one, just make Windows suck less for everyone without screwing up their Windows. And that's the big thing when I do these deep loads. I want to make sure it doesn't screw with anybody's stuff, no matter what they're doing, whether they're playing Forza or Halo or using Microsoft Edge. For those dirty users out there, stability is my primary concern when looking at tweaks. So when we looked at a lot of the tweaks last week, actually we could probably just close that out. That's weird. I'm going to look at a toggle to the dark tweak because I don't like how that renders with a custom theme. I didn't even know when you did a custom theme like that, it takes away checkboxes. Not that very many people are going to do the custom theme that we did earlier in the stream. But I think we should have like a light mode toggle here. We could add that. I think we might just add it at the top. But last week, I'm going to say it was in here somewhere. I think it might have been in my notifications. Why is GitHub notifications such a hot mess? Yeah, like this one. I added these and then I didn't do W search, network state change, or temp sign license exchange because I know that's probably going to mess with some people that specifically do setting sync using a Microsoft account. I don't use a Microsoft account. I would totally do these optimizations, but I know some people will, and that would screw them up. And W search also could be problematic, and setting it to disabled means it can't turn back on, which is going to cause all kinds of problems, like with your start menu search right here. So that's it. Those will be problematic for Microsoft sign-ins and start menu search function comment. But that's something we looked at last week. Yeah, the KISS principle is, I think everybody should live by that. And that's one thing I always try and do. It's so important. So important. Keep it stupid simple. Oh, this is changing every 20 minutes? Oh, it is, isn't it? Oh, well, whatever. That's all good. Let's close. Let's just close all. I don't know what I was doing up here. Oh, yeah. Pat did a lot of donation. He donated a lot of code. I probably forked his own thing. I'd be curious to see what all he did. Yeah, so changing the world, all that does. So if you ever do install Windows and select world instead of region, you got to get in here and just type region and then change it from that world to English. Actually, this is not right. I think you actually got to search it from here. Region settings. And then you have to set this to English US or your country right in here. Using the old region CPL doesn't actually work. You actually have to set it in here if you do the world hack. I think Theo Cho was the one that originally threw that up. And I think I did a video on it as well. But you have to set it through the new settings menu. The old region, they just do it different. Make Windows install itself. Yeah, the thing about WinUtil, this is what drives me crazy, and I think a lot of normal users don't get this, that maybe the world's just changed so much that people forgot that there's a time where you don't need to install programs. There's no reason to install this program. Like when you're running WinUtil like this, all this is doing is executing a PowerShell script from a GitHub. After you close this out, it just simply stops the script. This is a XAML rendered GUI, and it does it all live. It compiles it all and does it all live when it runs the script. So nothing in here is an actual program that gets installed on your system. As soon as you do this, this unloads from memory. I like that. It's really nice. And I hate anything that sits down here just gobbling up in your start menu, like down here in the taskbar. If it's a system optimization utility and it needs to run forever, it's not a system optimization utility, it's malware. So I literally get to the point where I don't even like antivirus anymore, any kind of system utility. I get emails just filling up my inbox about whatever utility, Windows utility of some big company. And I'm just like, it's all spyware and malware at this point, because there's no reason for anything that's supposed to make your system run better to continue running after you're done optimizing it. If you re-bloat Windows up with a feature update, just run the utility again and then just say de-bloat and then never run my program for another 6 months. That's how it should be. And I really, really hate any kind of thing that runs forever in the background and sits in your task tray. That's not a fix. That's malware. That's really it. It should fix your system, and then you should have a nice, clean, minimal system. It doesn't matter what the program is, that should be the case. It shouldn't be running in your memory forever and ever and ever and sitting there in the taskbar. I just can't think of any explanation for that, and that is just the normal thing. It's getting normal that it runs in your taskbar and you pay that company every month. I already did the software as a service rant. I'm going to save you guys on that one. Software as a service is a scam. I hate it. But yeah. Oh, awesome. Awesome, Death. I love DWM. I still got to do a lot of fixes, so that's awesome that you're reconfiguring it. I think it's one of my favorite setups in Linux. I have absolutely loved it. All right, WinUtil, and this is all, yeah, we're good. Let's make that fork on Windows Utility. I think we can safely say it's been 5 days, and I don't see anything like saying the end of the world's happening after that big PR we pushed through 5 days ago. We're going to go to test branches and create a new test branch for 1024. Let's go test 2024 10 dash 24. Oops. 2023. There we go. This is going to be our new branch. We'll fetch that and switch over to our new test branch on Origin. Perfect. So now we're on a good test branch and we can start messing around. First thing I want to do is that dark theme fix, because when we launched it, I was like, I did not like that. So this just associates dark theme with that. When does it call the invoke WinUtil dark mode? How are we going to close this out and relaunch? That's the big thing here. Ooh, it's going to be interesting. Can you use my custom LL command? That'd be cool. Yeah, and you should do a pull request on the other one. 1 second. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna try fixing one thing here. All right, and then Steven, you want me to look at this? Let's take a look at the LL command. Get child item pw path pdw file. Oh, that's interesting. I like that little LL command. Let's run it real fast. We can add that. Like your IX too. I think I have IX in mine. So that's my LS and that's your LL. How's your LL different from mine? Let's see, was there something else I missed there? Take it easy, Blue. All right, let's go down. We got to get push, get upload. I use like lazy G, and then my G sits to GitHub. WinFetch. I don't think I've ever used WinFetch. You got some YouTube download stuff. Path alias cat. Nope. Cat value bat. Oh, here we go. Function LL. Get folder size path. Oh, all right. Oh, that looks cool. All right. Let's take a peek. Let's try to run that. Vim. Let's go profile. All right, let's go LL. Where's my LL alias? We'll just overwrite mine. I think mine's like something super simple. Yeah, get child item right here. Let's try your LL. All right. Can we just source profile? That would be cool. Oh, no, you can't source profile. How do you reload profile in Windows? Ah, forget it. We'll just rerun it. Huh. Interesting. So you're pulling all the properties, showing if it's hidden system or archive, and then also doing the directories as well. And it shows the hidden. That's neat, man. A little slow, but I get why it's slow. It's recursively grabbing all those things and pulling up each individually. That's kind of cool. I dig it. Oh, going pretty good. Going pretty good, FWR. How you doing? I've been procrastinating work today. It's like I need to do some utility work. One, I want to make this dark mode toggle. Just trying to think of how we can do it. We'd have to kill the actual browser session and relaunch. How we want to do that? Probably be in like the main function. Like if we look at main scripts, could do a teardown maybe and relaunch. How would we do that? Why is your home folder 600 gigs? Yeah. That's a good question. Why is my home folder 600 gigs? GDU. Let's find out. Coco installed GDU. You guys ever use GDU? If you don't know about GDU, what are you doing with your life? Let's see. What do we got? App Data's got 530 gigs. Google's got 500. Oh, Lord. That Play Games. What is going on here? It gobbled up 500. What? Gobbled up half a terabyte? What? What is happening? How the hell did Google Play grab half a terabyte? No way. Let's delete it. What in the world? Okay, Google Play beta, you gotta go to the trash. All right, let's see what happens. That theme kind of sucks. See, this is why I don't like themes. Like, it never applies consistently. It's always, like, junky. Just, like, I can't. Like, on updates, crap like this happens, too. And I'm like, ugh. There's gonna be people that only watch the beginning of my stream, and then they're like, hey, this runs like crap. And then they'll get to the end of my stream where I'm just like, hey, yeah, let's just uninstall everything we did today. Anyways. The reason why this doesn't work is the theme people don't look at like the old. Oh, what's happening up there? Yeah, the themed eras died with XP. I agree with that. All right, Google Play Games beta. Let's uninstall. It says it's only using 2 gigs. All right, that's uninstalled. Still there. All right, now it's gone. That was weird. All right, well, that was GDU. So if you've never used GDU, it's a fantastic command line. It's like WinDR stat, but it doesn't suck. Instead of like using your GUI to like go in here and like empty your trash bin and all that stuff that Windows users do, you can actually do it like, you know, a proper computer user. And oh my god, what is happening to my stream PC? Is that me or is that this? Yeah, yeah. Using GDU could save you 500 gigabytes, just like it did here. Let's do a LL again and see. Does it still use 500? Yeah, so now it's down to 124. My teleprompter is freaking out right now. What is happening, teleprompter? What are you doing back there? Okay. Well, that was weird. I don't know if that was a slideshow for you guys, but my whole stream PC basically just turned into a slideshow. My teleprompter was freaking out. NCDU is really good too. I don't know if, does NCDU have an installer on Windows? NCDU does pretty much the same thing, I want to say. Yeah, NCDU doesn't here. I think you can still do like a pipx install of NCDU. I know GDU is really mint. It's like the NCDU equivalent in Windows. I use NCDU for Linux. That's essentially the same as GDU. But in Windows, I usually always use GDU. Why is chat so laggy on the stream? That's like the teleprompter thing that I've been working on. And this was the first iteration of it. It's a little bit weird. I'll have to fix that. Today was just kind of a trying it out stream. Now, can we get this to relaunch? Yeah, NCDU is really amazing, Ricky. GDU for Windows, as I just showed. It's a really good way of grabbing it. Like using WinDR stat or WizTree is another really good one from a GUI standpoint for the GUI users out there. But the reason why I like a lot of these terminal-based programs is they're just faster. Like if you know what to do, terminal is going to be faster for this type of thing, where it just displays everything much quicker. It's able to recursively go through because it's not having to draw all this crap. So if you're really wanting to find out why your home folders all of a sudden half a terabyte because Google Play Games decided to install and eat up half a terabyte of your SSD, it's really easy to find out on NCDU. Where like if you're pulling up WinDR stat, it just takes forever. And it takes a long time to draw everything to where the terminal doesn't. That's one case where terminal is just so much faster than GUI. And I know some users are like, I want a GUI for everything, and some power users, I want a terminal for everything. And I'm like, it just depends on what you're doing. In this case, terminal makes more sense for cleaning a system because it's just so much faster to delete massive amounts of items using like a GDU utility, where on Windows, if you're right clicking and hitting delete on a folder, you'd sit there and have the prompt, and then you have the little thing that pops up and it says, I'm moving everything to the recycle bin, and all that nonsense. That's just no fun. That's a good one, Hikari. A 720 gig file. Oh, brutal, man. Brutal. Why are you using Windows Terminal? I really like Terminal a lot better for Windows. Console with a K from KDE, I've never been a big fan of. You could use Alacrity and some other... I think there's an Alacrity version of Binary, but I like Windows Terminal a lot better because I use PowerShell so extensively. What do you think about tools like Crusader? Crusader's neat. I think I've used it in the past, and the problem with a lot of like non-native Windows stuff is Windows just doesn't play nice with a lot of these things too. So that's why I like to choose Microsoft stuff, because they do upgrades with that stuff in mind, to where you don't have issues, especially for more system level things. I kind of like to use the Microsoft equivalent. I don't think they're better. I just think that they have a better upgrade path. So when big feature updates get pushed out, you're not sitting there with a half broken thing or something not working. So that's why I always use like Windows Terminal or just Windows Explorer instead of like a files equivalent, because just less things break. Now, if I was on like an LTS version that I never was installing feature updates, that would make a lot more sense. I mean, we could install console. It's been a while. I mean, I'm not a big fan of console on Linux, but let's WinGet it, I guess, right? We can WinGet it. I don't know why it caps console, but whatever. Here we go, KD. They only have a nightly build in WinGet. It's kind of strange. Oh, we got a 403 on that. Let's do Coco search console. Okay, no Coco. Do I have Scoop on here? If it's not in WinGet, Coco, or search, I'm gonna be like, screw that. I don't even like console that much in Linux. I don't see myself liking it a whole bunch in Windows. And I'm to the point where if I can't install it through the terminal, it's not worth installing. Yeah, you know I love Kitty, though. Kitty holds a special place in my heart. You crazy Kitty lover. Alright, I'm taking the teleprompter out. It keeps bleeping out on me, and I'm like, it's driving me crazy, so. The teleprompter's cool, but I think I'm gonna have to do some changes to it. Yeah. Well, KDE apps on Windows, not a huge fan. We can try that when install one more time. Is it gonna give me a 403 again? I bet KDE team didn't update the link. Yeah, if I can't install it in Scoop, Chocolatey, or WinGet, it's not worth installing. It just isn't. It's kind of my thought there. We'll just keep using Windows Terminal. Oh, really? Conversation? Man, what is up? Chat has turned into a bunch of KDE fanboys. What is going wrong with you guys? Yeah, Sumatra's not too bad. I like Sumatra. There we go. XFCE. Yeah, Krita I've always enjoyed. I've always thought Krita was pretty solid. This streamer is a bad influence. Fair point. I always liked KDE Base. I never really liked any of the KDE tools. Yeah, that's where I'm at, bud. I love KDE, but I hate its apps. Like, most of its app ecosystem, I think, is just absolute trash. I'm trying to think here. I wanted to switch out... Oh. Well... How do we like the chat on this stream on the right side? I think I'm going to switch this out to something better. I don't know about this whole, like, typing out kind of thing. I like it just to kind of show in, like, the cursor movements. A little distracting, so I kind of like the chat overlay. I think we might switch that out for the next stream. Yeah, to me, 3 chats is too much. Well, joke's on you. I got like 5 chats going on. I got like the teleprompter over here. I got one up there. I got one on my screen. And then I got my overlays with showing everything. It's chat inception up in here. Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, here, let's take that out. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that a little bit more on the overlay side of things. I like the overlay, but I don't know. The old teleprompter over here, I kind of like being able to look you right at you and read what you're saying to me, and not having to like glance back and be like, "Are they getting what I'm saying?" That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm gonna remove the effect, immediate out, no blinking cursor, any of that stuff. I think that's probably the way to go for sure. Chocolatey install Fluent terminal. Okay. Oh man, nobody will ever beat Ron Burgundy. Whenever someone pisses me off or says something stupid, or something I don't like, I should say, I always like just staring at him and going, "You are a dirty, smelly pirate hooker." That is so great. Open an SSH server to me. No. Let me just patch you into my WireGuard or do a 0 tier. Ugh. That would be smart. Honeypot SSH, man. Yeah. All right, well, yeah, I think we'll do the chat again. I'll keep working on that. Working on some new stuff. So like when I'm computing things, check this out. I got this new effect. I didn't get to use it on today's stream, but when I'm thinking in deep thought, I could put this on. Yeah. That looks cool, right? I couldn't use it today, but I'm working on some neat stuff. I'm gonna add that in. And then yeah, work on cleaning up the stream a little bit, making it a little bit more engaging here. But it's a bit too fast. Slow it down. I think so. Yeah, I gotta work on. I need to move this over just a hair to like right there where it was. But when I do that, the teleprompter arm's not long enough, so I gotta figure out something else. Oh, I forgot to tell everybody too. Thursday's stream's not gonna be here. I gotta go into my day job. They need me there for, I forget what it was for, but I gotta go to our other branch office because they're doing something new. I can't remember what it was, but I just remember they were like, "Hey Titus, can you be over at the branch office?" Like, sure. So I'm not gonna be here on Thursday. I might stream tomorrow though, so that might be a good thing. We'll see that, and then I'll try out old Fluent Terminal as well. Get it from Microsoft. Fluent Terminal. Is that better? Terminal for PowerShell, CMD. All right. You got Scoop, Chocolatey, and Winget, it looks like. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll try out Fluent Terminal. Got a 9K stars. All right, we're gonna star that so it's in my stars just in case I need to reference it back and I miss it. It was UWP. So maybe it's even better than the Windows terminal. Windows terminal can be buggy at times. Does your bootloader theme work on Nobara Linux? No, I don't think so because, well, it can, but you need to modify the install of Grub because Grub, I think it uses a Grub 2 directory instead of standard Grub. So that's a problem for Fedora-based distros. And yeah, I probably need to modify that a little bit just so you know. Let me correct you. Windows can be buggy sometimes, yes. Well, pretty much all the time, but, you know. Yeah, KDE is not bad, Hagari. If you're going to full-time Linux, I think KDE is the way to go. That's pretty much when I was really in KDE, day in, day out, living, breathing Linux, where I wouldn't use Windows at all. I pretty much just did... No, I still did my window managers. I've been on Window Manager for like 2 years now. I just like the customization or the minimalism, I guess. It's just one of those things. Oh, you full-time in Wayland. Good for you. I'm still doing Xorg. I bet I'll be on Xorg for another year or two, at least, until the server for, like, you know, what is it? Whale Energy or whatever it is? Way Energy? The Synergy fork of Wayland. Whenever that gets server support and I'm able to do all my stuff between all my PCs seamlessly, I'll do Wayland then. Till then, I'm kind of like, Xorg is not being updated, and it is dying, but it's still better than Wayland right now because it has more support. I mean, honestly, it could be more than 2 years. I don't know. Thanks, A-Top. Thanks for dropping in, man. Well, all right, guys, I'm going to shut it down for today. I will be on tomorrow. We're going to stream again tomorrow. And we're swapping Thursday with Wednesday just because of the old day job, them pesky day jobs, man. Oh. And maybe we'll do some Fluent Terminal. We'll try that out. And we'll see what else happens tomorrow. Today, we pretty much did nothing. And the stuff we did do, I'm pretty sure after the stream, I think I need to remove that theme I did for Windows because it was screwing up some of my legacy panels. And also, the display of the dark mode on my toolbox also now looks jacked up. So, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. So don't theme out Windows. There's a reason why I didn't theme out Windows. And now we know why. Yeah, yeah, that's okay. Some days you just can't get anything done. And that was today. Hopefully you learned something today, but you probably didn't. And at the very least, maybe I made you laugh a couple times. That is a win. But I think we learned, don't change Windows. Yeah, don't theme that out. That's just not good. We probably do need to nuke Windows. All right, y'all. Have a fantastic evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Deuces.